Let me tell you something, man. Let me tell you something. I don't want to be negative. I don't want to be negative. I never want to come on here and be negative. My thought when I sit here before I get everything ready to record is never to be negative. Everybody has this preconceived notion of me. Oh, he's negative. JD is negative. He hates the product. If you don't like it, don't watch. I heard it all. Everybody thinks that all I do is complain. This podcast is nothing but JD complains. When we get a show like that tonight, what the fuck do you want me to do? What would you like me to say? I am absolutely speechless on what we watched tonight. Absolutely fucking speechless. This may have been one of the worst WWE shows I have ever seen. Ever. Easily the worst show in the Fox era of SmackDown. Easily one of the worst shows of their entire year. What was that? What was it? Was it pro wrestling? Was it entertainment? What was it? I don't understand this shit. If this is the Bruce era, then I need him to be removed immediately. This shit ain't working, man. This shit is not working. I can't take this shit anymore. Don't like it, don't watch. Blow me. Blow me. When you're making just as much money as I am here, I have to watch. This is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I don't want to be negative, but this show fucking fuels the goddamn hate in me. It really does. I'm a good guy. I am a nice, laid-back individual. But when you show me this, and you present this to me as your SmackDown for, what's today's date? I don't even know. July 10th, 2020. Then we got a fucking problem. We got a goddamn problem. Now, I want to hear the shills. Please, I want to hear the shills. Where are you? If I could cue up cricket sounds, I want to hear you guys, huh? Where are you? Where are you? What are you saying? Oh, but the 4th of July. Oh, but WWE is working with a half of a roster. I am done. Done giving them excuses. I'm tired of the fucking excuses. They get no more. They have run out of excuses. You are bone dry in that department. I don't give a shit who is there. I don't give a shit who is not there. I don't give a shit how late the script gets to Vince McMahon's desk. If this is the fucking show that we are getting, you might as well not even have a fucking show. I want to see the fucking community stand up and revolt against this type of shit. Yet there'll be some fucking UK geek, there'll be some fucking blue checkmark fucking imbecile. Oh, this SmackDown wasn't that bad. Oh, they don't have a roster. Why are you giving them such a hard time? Let me see. Let me see one of you. Let me see one of you say anything positive about what did we accomplish tonight? What did we accomplish tonight? The main event was a tag team title match with the only 2 fucking tag teams in this division. What happens when one of them wins at Extreme Rules? Where's the next challenger? Who's the next challenger? Miz and Morrison? Yes, because I'm clamoring to see Miz and Morrison on my TV more. Who's left? Have you even attacked that question? And it ended up being the same thing I told you was going to be last week. No contest. Bring out the table. We get a tables match at Extreme Rules. Wow! Wow! I know what these people are going to write before we even see it. What did we get tonight? Karaoke. Karaoke. We got women's division karaoke, folks. Unfucking believable. Imagine in a day and age where people want a WWE Evolution pay-per-view to return. You guys are a bunch of sick motherfuckers, man. You don't have a fucking brain between any of you who actually want this shit. Tomorrow's podcast, I rip into fucking everybody that wants this shit to return. This is your evolution, folks. This is a de-evolution of women's wrestling. Imagine having women's division karaoke. Imagine having a match because you lost a karaoke contest on SmackDown. I didn't know this was fucking Singing with the Stars or whatever the fuck these reality shows are called. Fucking Miss America garbage that we got on this show. Are you fucking serious? Imagine having a wrestling match that is spawned from karaoke singing and you losing a karaoke contest. Imagine. This is the level of creativity coming from Bruce Prichard and Vince McMahon. What a novel idea. How about you put them in the fucking ring and have them battle it out over who is the next in line for the Women's SmackDown Championship? What about that? Do we have any other women on this show even capable of getting to that spot? Women's karaoke. I had to see Dana Brooke sing the fucking Honky Tonk Man's theme song. I love the Honky Tonk Man. They made me never want to see another Honky Tonk match ever again in my entire life. There's one thing I'm never going to go back on the network and watch. It's fucking Honky Tonk Man. You got Lacey Evans with their outdated fucking gimmick singing With My Baby Tonight by Jeff Jarrett. Oh, Road Dogg, I'm sorry. Road Dogg. Whoever wrote that piece of shit song. Then we got Naomi singing Dusty Rhodes. And then we got Tamina attempting to sing Triple H's theme song. Little do they know, they probably trolled the fuck out of her. All it is a ringing out of a guitar chord. She probably sings better than she fucking wrestles. Then we got the junkie, Jeff Hardy. The junkie, Jeff Hardy. I'm sorry, I'm over this shit. I really am over this shit. I don't understand what they think they are accomplishing here. At first, you had me on Jeff Hardy's side. You did. You did. Then, you turned the tables. Now, I am against Jeff Hardy in this storyline. That's exactly what you're doing. That is exactly what you are doing in this Jeff Hardy storyline. I want him out of this company so fucking bad. I hope he gets buried. I honestly hope he gets buried at this part of the fucking storyline. Just because what they're doing now is anything but a redemption of Jeff Hardy. It is WWE's redemption. It is the redemption of WWE because he fucked up. He went out and he had a domestic abuse violation, fucking drunk, and he got arrested with a suspended license, a revoked license, had to go to fucking Alcoholics Anonymous, had to enter himself into drug rehab. He missed all year on top of that with a fucking injury. Please. WWE is absolutely getting back at Jeff Hardy for literally everything that he did because he was out. This is not the redemption of Jeff Hardy anymore. This is the redemption of WWE against Jeff Hardy. This is their revenge on Jeff Hardy. They are driving him out of the company. They want him gone. I don't understand why we're still here. And to add the cherry on top of this fucking diarrhea Sunday, WWE has booked a bar fight. A fucking bar fight at Extreme Rules between Jeff Hardy and Sheamus. That was your SmackDown. That was your SmackDown. Legitimately, that was your SmackDown. A rerun of Braun Strowman and Bray Wyatt. And a women's tag team title match, which we knew the outcome of because the titles are being defended on Monday with Sasha Banks and Bayley versus the Kabuki Warriors, which was already taped. What did you expect to happen? Did you expect Alexa and Nikki Cross to win the titles? This show is fucking deplorable. Everybody associated with this fucking show in management should be fucking ashamed of themselves. How do you go back and watch the work that you did tonight on this show and end up happy with yourselves? Honestly. You're probably watching this shit saying, we did a good job tonight. We did the best we could with what we had. No, I'm sorry. I'm absolutely sorry. That is not the case. Fuck you and your goddamn excuses. This show is the worst on fucking television. I don't know which show is worse at this point, Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. They both mirror each other. It's like they're in competition with themselves every fucking week. How much worse can we be than Monday Night Raw? That's the biggest storyline going in WWE. Which show is going to be worse at the end of the fucking week? Is Raw going to be worse? Is SmackDown going to be worse? They probably have a fucking scoreboard in the back. That's how little these people care. That's how little they care. I'm done. I'm done with this show. I really am. I can't take this shit. You guys think I'm yelling, putting on a fucking show. This is the act. I am genuinely fucking pissed about this goddamn show. I really am. I really am. I don't know what else I could tell you guys, man. We're going to run through. I don't even want to be here. 15 minutes in now. I don't even want to be here. I want to go on. I want to go on fucking. You want to see what I'm doing here? This is what I want to do. You see this here? Look. This is what I want to do. That right there. I got Destiny already fucking queued up.
Delete this man.
People still didn't. Man, I had to go to the intro. Because I needed to stop what I was doing because I was getting myself too heated. I really don't know what else to tell you guys. I want to run through this as quickly as I possibly can. I usually say that and then I end up going an hour. I really don't even want to be here for an hour. I really don't. I don't. There really isn't anything to say about this show. But I'm glad you guys have joined me on Off the Script here for Friday, July 10th, 2020. Thank you guys so very much for being here. Thank you for all the support on Off the Script this past week. We had a lot of content go up on the channel. Monday Night Raw, a couple of extras, AEW Dynamite, NXT, both live streams for AEW and NXT. Off the Script went live with episode 334 as of this afternoon, and man, it is a barn burner. Go and check that out. Randy Orton, Brock Lesnar, Tommaso Ciampa, Adam Cole, Edge, Drew McIntyre. All of these names are being floated around for SummerSlam. Make sure you guys go and check all that out. I'm telling you, it is worth the listen. I pretty much book WWE SummerSlam plans from SummerSlam all the way through the rest of the year. And we talk about Bayley and Sasha Banks and how important they have been to the WWE brand on Monday and Friday night. They are pretty much holding this company on their back right now, and it's not even close. It is not even close. So go and check that out. Links for everything will be linked down below in the description of this very video. And wait till you hear tomorrow's video. Wait till you hear tomorrow's podcast. We got major news on an Evolution show that is being rumored after SummerSlam. That is Labor Day weekend, I believe. They're building it around, reportedly, building it around Tessa Blanchard. And I give you every fucking reason as to why that is a awful idea. So wait till you hear that. Also, WWE has revealed some plans, and Dave Meltzer talked about this on The Observer Live today. We are going to talk about the CGI cinematic match that will be Rollins and Mysterio. Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman are not the only guys getting a cinematic match at Extreme Rules. Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins, eye for an eye, will have a cinematic ending someone is losing their eyeball. I don't know how that's going to happen. I don't know how it's going to come off on TV, but whatever it is, however they do it, it should be awful. I don't know what they're trying to do. I don't know what their plan is. Somebody's going to be walking around without an eyeball, and I don't know who it's going to be. More than likely, it's Rey Mysterio because he has not signed a new WWE deal. Maybe he goes to AEW and no-sells the fucking injury and then goes about his career over with Tony Khan. So we got a lot to talk about on tomorrow's show, so make sure you tune in to that at 5 p.m. Eastern Time right here on Off the Script. Follow me on social media at JDfromNY206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you enjoyed anything you hear right here on the show, anything that you might agree with, anything you might disagree with, leave me a rating. Hit that thumbs up down below. Helps out the channel immensely. Thank you guys so very much. If you're listening on iTunes and Spotify, I'm sorry for blowing out your fucking eardrums. But that's what happens when I watch SmackDown on a Friday night every single week. I so wish they'd move it back to Tuesday. I really do. But if you guys are listening on iTunes and Spotify, thank you guys so much. If you're on iTunes, don't hesitate. Leave a 5-star rating. You guys help out the podcast on iTunes so much by leaving some positivity in the comments and in the ratings, man. Thank you guys so very much. We are a top 20 pro wrestling podcast right here in the United States. So thank you guys for all the support there. Patreon.com/JDfromNY206 if you want to show some extra appreciation. And today's podcast is brought to you by my good friends over at Audible. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Go and sign up today, man. It is absolutely free. You guys get 30 days free of their service and one free audiobook of your choice with over 200,000 audiobooks to choose from. Thank you guys for that. audibletrial.com/offthescripts. Let's get into the SmackDown review, man. We start off with this horrendous edition of SmackDown with Miz TV. Miz TV had Jeff Hardy as their guest. The Miz and John Morrison introduced their guest, Jeff Hardy, during the intro. Morrison mocked Hardy every single time he got. Miz said something positive about him, and Morrison would mock. So Miz would say something positive, Morrison would mock. Miz apologized to Hardy for Morrison's behavior. Miz asked Hardy if he had a clip to show everybody watching at home. Miz and Morrison then did a bit around the clip that they were about to show in the Performance Center. Hardy didn't have the clip. They didn't have the clip, but they queued up a clip anyway. And it was a clip of Hardy's feud with Sheamus. A long clip of Hardy's feud with Sheamus, including last week's angle with the bartender and him teasing taking a drink and then smashing the bottle over the bartender's head. Miz and Morrison noted that Hardy is a hero, but he is a loser in the end. Miz pointed out that Hardy is his daughter's favorite wrestler. Miz doesn't want her to look up to Hardy because he might disappoint her. Miz wondered, that's a low blow right there. That really is a low blow to Jeff Hardy's self-esteem, man, because there's a lot of young kids out there that want to emulate Jeff Hardy. There's a lot of female wrestlers that want to emulate Jeff Hardy. There's a lot of people right now in the business that find major influence in Jeff Hardy. And the Miz went out there and said that he doesn't want her looking up to Hardy, his daughter, because he might disappoint her. That's a fucking low blow, if you ask me, man. Hardy, no matter what he's been through, has been an influential figure in the history of pro wrestling. So give me a break with this putting down Jeff Hardy for whatever the agenda is. It's fucking disgusting at this point. And believe it or not, I actually was on the side of WWE with the storyline when they had the DUI angle outside the Performance Center when Elias got injured or run over, quote unquote, and they took Hardy and Sheamus out of the tournament. I was praising WWE for the difference in the open of the show. Well, this is outside their comfort zone. This is outside the box. This isn't a usual start to SmackDown. I appreciated that. Then this went downhill and downhill fast. This shit sucks. And I feel bad for Jeff Hardy. Major news on tomorrow's podcast about Jeff Hardy possibly walking out of the WWE. Miz wondered if losing to Sheamus at Backlash bothers Hardy. Hardy admitted that it does bother him. He wants to defeat Sheamus and put this behind him. Hardy is doing this for the people like him that are struggling. Miz says they want to help Hardy. They tried to convince Hardy that he needs to defeat Sheamus in a rematch. Miz thinks Hardy should take on Sheamus in a bar fight. Hardy realized the reason Miz and Morrison brought him out there was to embarrass him. That's exactly why you're on TV, Jeff, because WWE wants to embarrass you. He knows they're just doing this for Sheamus. Hardy agreed to the bar fight and promised to defeat Sheamus. Hardy then demanded a match with either Miz or Morrison. Hardy noted that they mocked him right to his face on this show, so he had to punch them in their face for revenge. Hardy attacked both Miz and Morrison and cleared the ring of both guys, and then we got a commercial break and went to Jeff Hardy versus The Miz. I would have much rather preferred Jeff Hardy versus John Morrison after the performance John Morrison gave last week against Matt Riddle, but here we are with The Miz, or McMiz, McNugget, whatever the fuck they're calling him. McJizz. Sounds like a fucking dollar item off the dollar menu at McDonald's. Does that even exist anymore? I don't know. The fuck can you get at McDonald's for a goddamn dollar? This was not good. Very formulaic TV match. The Miz, the less I see of The Miz, the better. His offense is absolutely fucking terrible in every sense of the word. This guy is like Nia Jax level. He's a cosplay pro wrestler at this point. And I used to be a huge fan of The Miz. I remember. Let's go back in the time machine. I remember when I was living in my old apartment years ago. And I had a TV in my room, and I'm watching Raw in bed, and The Miz comes out and cashes in Money in the Bank and becomes a WWE champion. I legitimately jumped out of my bed, happy for the guy, because I was a big Miz guy. At one point, I even had, when Miz was early in his run, in that run, I had The Miz's theme song as my ringtone. I was a Miz mark. I might not have ever told this story. But now that I'm older, I'm wiser, I'm more intelligent, I stand for no bullshit, my eyes are crystal clear when I watch this shit. The Miz's offense is absolutely fucking terrible. The quicker he goes on and has a career in Hollywood as a game show host, the better off this show will be. The better off we will be, the better off The Miz will be. It sucks. Have you watched him throw a kick? Have you watched him throw a running knee in the corner? I could do it better, and I'm not even trained to be a pro wrestler. This match went 15 minutes. Why? I don't know. So we got Miz and Jeff Hardy. They actually had a good match 2 years ago. This is when Rollins was at the height of his Intercontinental Championship run. He was feuding for the Intercontinental Championship against Seth Rollins. Jeff Hardy was being thrown into the mix as well. I remember Miz having a great match with Jeff Hardy on Monday Night Raw. This is not the Miz I remember seeing. So, Miz had early control here. They were fighting on the apron. Miz then dropped Hardy face first on the apron to take over. Miz applied a chin lock, slowed the pace down, as he usually does, boring and formulaic. Hardy fought back, rolled up Miz for a near fall. Hardy dropped Miz on the apron, but he landed on his feet. Miz attempted a springboard move, but Hardy caught him and hit the twist of fate. Hardy then climbed the top turnbuckle, but Morrison pulled Miz out of the ring. Hardy then hit a crossbody onto the Miz and Morrison at ringside, and we go to commercial break. Back from break, Hardy is in control. Miz tried back body dropping Hardy to the floor, but he landed on the apron. Morrison yanked Hardy off the apron. Miz then tossed Hardy into the announce desk to regain control. Miz hit a series of running knees, which looked fucking terrible. And he hit a clothesline in the corner. Hardy fought back and attempted a twist of fate again, but Miz hit a DDT for a close near fall. Miz hit his it kicks, which he's still doing. I don't know why. Or does he call them the hey, hey, ho, ho kicks now? Because it was not just regular it kicks, one after the other. It was a series of 3 kicks consecutively. The hey, hey, ho, ho kicks he hit for a near fall. Hardy fought back and hit a jawbreaker. Hardy fired up, hit a flying clothesline, followed up with a drop kick in the corner, knocked Morrison off the apron, who tried to interfere. Hardy climbed the top turnbuckle for a swanton bomb. Suddenly, Sheamus hits the big screen. How? Why? I don't know. I think we all need to find out who gave Sheamus the time of day. Who allowed Sheamus to call in and say, hey, bro, let me talk to this junkie during his match? Who actually cued in Sheamus on the big screen to interrupt Jeff Hardy? That's what I want to know. Why are these things overlooked? They don't make sense. It is so fucking stupid. And then Jeff Hardy's no better. He's on the top rope, looking for the swanton. He jumps down to look at Sheamus on the big screen and listen to what Sheamus is talking about on the big screen. Sheamus appeared taunting Hardy with a beverage. He had a Guinness. Sheamus was drinking a Guinness. Bro, fella, hand me about 3. I could use some right now. So Hardy was distracted. Miz tried to roll him up. Hardy reversed the roll up on the Miz for the win. And that was pretty much it. That was it. This was pretty basic and formulaic. Nothing new and exciting here. This was just to sell Jeff Hardy going into Extreme Rules with Sheamus. Now they got a bar fight. That's the last image you'll see. Sheamus toasting a Guinness to Jeff Hardy right before their bar fight. I'm very curious to see what WWE is going to do, if they're going to rent out a bar and destroy the bar, or are they going to set up a bar in the back of the Performance Center and have it be a backlot brawl of some sorts. I don't know. Does Titus have a fucking alcoholic license? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Are they going to be sponsored by Titus Catering? Does Titus have an alcohol license to get this thing done? I guess we'll find out in 1 week at Extreme Rules, the horror show at Extreme Rules. The more and more they book this show, the more and more it is really becoming a horror show. Sarah Schreiber welcomed Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro backstage. She asked if they anticipate another upset in their tag team title match tonight. Of course not. They got a match to have, or match to book, at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, so you know something bullshit is going to happen tonight. Cesaro took offense, saying that it won't be an upset. He said he's sick of the New Day and their antics and seeing them represent the tag team division. Don't worry, tonight, that's going to change. Nakamura said we would see new champions tonight. Yeah, sure. Sasha Banks and Bayley headed to the ring. Nikki Cross jumped Bayley at the top of the ramp right before this tag team match. Sasha Banks tried to rip Nikki away, but Alexa Bliss stepped in. They began to brawl, and we go to commercial break, and back from the break, we get Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Nikki Cross and Alexa Bliss. Folks, I love Sasha and Bayley, but when they're in the ring with the same women every single week, especially on this show, it is very difficult to find any interest in this. I think the best thing about this match is what Sasha Banks said after the match on Twitter. She said, I am better than Alexa Bliss, and actually added Alexa Bliss. And then I commented, ha ha ha, yes, we know, this is a fact. Alexa Bliss cannot wrestle herself out of a plastic bag. I would much rather watch the plastic bag wrestle than Alexa Bliss. Seriously. This was a non-title match. I'm sorry, I thought this was a title match. I might have been mistaken in the beginning of the show while ranting. Non-title match. This wasn't bad. It is what it is. It's selling Nikki Cross and Bayley at the pay-per-view. Meanwhile, you got Sasha there and Alexa in there. They got a history. You guys know the story there. The one thing that I picked up in this match is how great Sasha Banks is. Did you guys see her just oozing tag team continuity in this thing? There was one point in the match where I don't know if it was Nikki or Alexa. I don't know. But somebody was obviously in their own corner and they wanted to come on in because Bayley and Sasha were double teaming and the referee tried to stop whomever. I think it was Nikki Cross and they were teaming Alexa Bliss. Nikki Cross was on the apron and they were double teaming Alexa Bliss and Nikki wanted to come in to stop, but the referee stopped her from entering the ring, and then Sasha kind of poked fun at her. Look, watch her, she's coming into the ring. And she kept telling Bayley, keep hitting her, keep attacking her. And Sasha went over to go egg on Nikki Cross so that she would get more angry and more angry and more angry, and then the referee would kind of have to step in a little bit more. I love that, man. Those are the little things I pick up on. You can't teach somebody that. That is what makes good storytelling. That's what makes a good tag team partner. I love it. So we got Nikki Cross here and Bayley. That's the story going into Extreme Rules. We got a quick commercial break here. Back from break, Bliss and Banks traded some shots in the middle of the ring. Bayley made a blind tag and hung up Bliss on the middle rope. Bayley yelled that it was a tribute to our good friend Stone Cold Steve Austin, because Steve Austin used to do the stun gun on the top rope. Bliss briefly fought back and used an inside cradle for a near fall. The heels regained control and isolated Bliss in their corner of the ring. Bliss fought back, of course, and Cross got the hot tag, of course. Cross ran wild, hitting a running bulldog on Banks. Cross then hit a tornado DDT on Sasha, but Bayley made the blind tag and scored a near fall. Cross had the match won, but Banks made the save. Banks tossed Bliss into the barricade, which angered Nikki Cross. She took her eye off the ball. She took her eye off this match, which tells me she's not serious about winning the title. Because if she is so easily distracted here, what is going to happen at the pay-per-view? She's already proving to be a loser here. So she took issue with Sasha attacking Bliss on the outside. Meanwhile, she was the legal woman in this match with Bayley. You don't turn your back on Bayley. Cross took out Banks with a hesitation dropkick through the ropes. And Bayley rolled up Cross to win the match. And that was it. And apparently Cole noted that Bayley used the ropes to win, but she barely touched the ropes. So I'm not even going to say that she cheated to win. It was a clean pin by Bayley on Nikki Cross here tonight. And remember, folks, this is Nicole Cross, and Nikki Cross puts the C in cringe. Just letting you guys know. We got a replay of the Universal Championship match from Money in the Bank. Braun Strowman versus Bray Wyatt for the Universal title. I don't remember caring about this match then. I don't know who thinks I would want to watch this match now. So I took this 20 minutes, and I actually gave myself a nice shave with Harry's. Harry's.com/script. I actually gave myself a nice hot shave during this match. I didn't miss a thing. Meaning I didn't miss any hairs, and my beard is perfectly aligned. It's good to go. I didn't watch one fucking move. I didn't see anybody make their way down the ring. I didn't hear one introduction. Actually, I turned on Triple D while this was on. Guy was actually eating Greek food. He was in Flavortown, USA, while this match was on, and I joined them. Moving on here. Naomi, and Lacey Evans, and Dana Brooke, and Tamina, the bottom of the barrel of what I call the women's division on SmackDown. Jey Uso hosted the first ever SmackDown karaoke showdown. And at this point, I was fuming. Steam was coming out of my ear. I don't know why this was a thing. I don't know why this was necessary on the show. And what purpose does this serve? You do realize that when people watch this show, they are immediately going to pick up the remote control when you present them with something like this. I had texts all night saying, I am embarrassed to be a wrestling fan. Thank God I have nobody over. I'm changing the channel. I just changed the channel back to SmackDown, and they're going to make me change the channel again. And I'm telling Jesse, bro, I don't even know why the fuck you're bothering. Go hang out with the wife. Go hang out with the kids. Go play some PlayStation. Make yourself a Crown Royale and fucking Coke or something. You know? Are you fucking kidding me? Imagine SmackDown Women's Division karaoke. And then there are cretins, simpletons in the community that want an Alexa Bliss and fucking, not Alexa Bliss, an Evolution Alexa Bliss. Jesus Christ. An Evolution. Alexa Bliss is just as bad as Evolution. An Evolution pay-per-view for the end of August. There are people in this community that want an Evolution pay-per-view. You guys want an Evolution pay-per-view. What's going to be at the pay-per-view? They're going to do a fucking hoedown? What are they going to do? They're going to fucking do square dancing at the pay-per-view? Jesus fucking Christ. How could you sit there and praise and justify this shit, man? How do you sit there and not get angry that this company is wasting your time? How does anybody find right in this? I really don't know. The one thing I'm thinking about is how talented Naomi is. Fuck a Lacey Evans. Her gimmick is absolutely... I've been saying it for years. Her gimmick is fucking terrible. It is so outdated. What the fuck does that gimmick do? How does that gimmick resonate with anybody in 2020? How? And then all I heard for months, she's got the potential to be one of the greatest. She's so over. She's such a great character. She's so great in the ring. from these idiots. Idiots. Idiots that used to listen to me, that don't listen to me anymore because they know I am right. Fucking ridiculous. Nothing ever stood out about Lacey Evans. It is so funny that she sang Jeff Jarrett's Baby Tonight, With My Baby Tonight. Jeff Jarrett never drew a fucking dime. It's like looking in the mirror. Lacey Evans will never, in her entire career as a professional wrestler, draw a fucking dime. The only thing she's going to draw is flies to shit, because that's exactly what I look at when I look at Lacey Evans in the ring. And that gimmick. It is fucking terrible. Honestly. Everything about it is just god-awful. Dana Brooke, don't get me started. Honestly. I don't even know what. How the fuck can you beat WWE and say, you know what, we're going to sign Dana Brooke for another 5 years? That is the biggest waste of money. The biggest waste of money I have ever seen in my entire... I don't know which is worse. Jinder Mahal, Mojo Rawley, fucking Kurt Hawkins when the... Oh, what's his name? Fucking Kanellis there, Mike Kanellis. Which is worse? You legitimately gave these guys 5-year deals to do what? You gave Dana Brooke 5 years to do what? I'm sure Titus is thrilled. He can't afford to lose Dana Brooke. She's the only one that knows the fucking recipes. Dana Brooke. She's getting paid all this money for 5 years to be blonde. Blonde. All she does is a fucking springboard handstand. That's all I ever seen her do. That is the only thing I've ever seen her do. I don't give a shit what you think about Dana Brooke. She's fucking terrible. Seriously. Penelope Ford does the same thing in AEW, but the difference is Penelope Ford actually is trying. Penelope Ford knows that she needs to get better, and she does get better. Dana Brooke, forget about it. She stayed stagnant for all the time I've ever seen her in WWE, from NXT all the way till now. Nothing, virtually nothing has changed. Tamina? Oh my God, man. Jesus Christ. Her trying to play air guitar tonight was just as bad as her in the ring, man. Jesus Christ. And then Naomi. If this is the most that they have for Naomi, man, I swear to God. Call up Jimmy Uso, and let's get Naomi out of this fucking company, away from these people, because they clearly don't give a shit about it. If this is the extent of creativity you got for Naomi, man, you should be fucking firing yourself at this point. That is the best you got for Naomi. Imagine being Naomi, wanting to wrestle, wanting to compete at a high level and fight for a championship and be a prominent female in this division that's making a difference and making memories. And then they call upon you, not for wrestling, but to do SmackDown karaoke. To sing Dusty Rhodes' theme song on SmackDown tonight. And then that's going to lead to a match. Imagine the shitstorm that SmackDown is, where SmackDown women's karaoke leads to a fucking match. And I don't know, how about maybe fighting for the right to become the number one contender, or winning on this show and making matches that actually matter so that the winners get moved up the ladder and maybe challenge for the SmackDown Women's Championship? We're making battles and fights over who lost a fucking karaoke contest, a worthless karaoke contest in the middle of the WWE Performance Center. Awful. Awful. Bruce should be absolutely fucking ashamed. They should be absolutely... Who won, you're asking? Who won? Do you even give a shit? Do you give a shit? Who won? I won when I fucking changed the channel. That's who won. New Day was interviewed by Sarah Schreiber. She followed up on Nakamura and Cesaro's comments from earlier. Kofi said, people always ask them if they underestimated their opponents after a loss. He ran down Shinsuke and Cesaro's accomplishments and said they definitely didn't overlook them. Big E gave an impassioned speech about stomping his feet and making sure they remain tag team champions. He gyrated and screamed, New Day rocks. WWE made a match for next week, and AJ Styles is a part of that match. Sarah Schreiber was the most busiest woman on the show. She welcomed AJ Styles to an interview. She congratulated him on a successful Intercontinental title defense on last week's show against Drew Gulak. Styles said he absolutely embarrassed Gulak. He said no one is at his level and then tried to leave. Sarah informed him that he will defend his title again on next week's show, this time against Matthew Riddle, a.k.a. Matt Riddle. Styles threw a fit and said, who has he ever beat? Schreiber reminded him that Riddle beat him in his debut match on SmackDown. Styles said it was a rhetorical question and promised to beat Riddle next week. Folks, this is exactly what I talked about on Matt Riddle's debut in his match against AJ Styles. I don't have a problem with Matt Riddle feuding with AJ Styles. When the time is right, clearly that is something that needs to be visited. But Matt Riddle won that match, and now WWE is using that to get Matt Riddle a Intercontinental Championship match. I don't give a fuck I know what the outcome's going to be next week. I don't give a fuck what the outcome is next week. You're giving this match away on free TV 5 weeks before SummerSlam. Next week will be 4 weeks before SummerSlam. You're giving this big match that could main event any show on any night in any promotion, by the way, for the Intercontinental title. You're giving it away on free TV 4 weeks before SummerSlam, where the match is going to happen again. I ask why. Does nothing remain special anymore to you people? You couldn't wait 4 weeks. You couldn't wait 4 weeks to give us this match for the first time. Now, again, I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe the match doesn't even take place and Baron Corbin comes in and ruins it all before the bell even rings. All I know is 2 things that happen. Number 1, the match shouldn't even be taking place, number 1. Number two, Matt Riddle should not, and I pray to God, does not lose. Baron Corbin is going to cause a DQ, which we're going to get Baron Corbin and Matt Riddle at the pay-per-view on Sunday, and then Matt Riddle is going to go on to fight AJ Styles again for the Intercontinental Championship. But at that point, we would have seen it already for 15 minutes. I don't want to see it happen first on TV. I want to see it happen first at the pay-per-view, and then whatever you got planned, then you can build after they met at the pay-per-view. The shows are drawing a 1.7 rating. Nobody's watching the fucking show. At this point, it doesn't matter. A match like that deserves top billing. A match like that happens to be on pay-per-view. That's where it should be housed. I'm sorry. I don't get behind that stupidity. WWE's formula is the same old shit. It's the same thing every single month with new names and new faces regarding whatever championship they're building towards. Matt Riddle did not need to pin AJ Styles in his first match, and Matt Riddle does not need to be getting an Intercontinental Championship in his 3rd week on SmackDown. Fuck, a 4th week, whatever the fucking week is. Less than a month in, he's already got an IC title match. Because he pinned the champion on TV. Baron Corbin's going to show up, Baron Corbin's going to cause a DQ, and Baron Corbin versus Matt Riddle is going to be booked for Extreme Rules. And then the jobber to the stars, Baron Corbin, will lose, and Matt Riddle will then go on to challenge AJ again at SummerSlam. Finally, guys, main event, New Day, Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro. Apparently, there are no other tag teams in the company. Shinsuke Nakamura and Cesaro, they have been hyped up as the challengers, and the only reason why they are the challengers for the New Day is because the Forgotten Sons legitimately are forgotten. They got no other tag teams in the division, and this was fine for what it was, but I knew last week what the ending was going to be, and it was exactly what I said it was going to be. This was fun for while it lasted, but I don't really care because I know the outcome at the pay-per-view. I don't see them taking the titles off of the New Day for Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura. So, Kofi and Shinsuke were going at it. They were going at it back and forth, and Shinsuke chopped Kofi's back, set up for a reverse exploder suplex. Kofi fought out and caught Nakamura with an SOS. Both men crawled to their corners. Both made hot tags. Big E caught Cesaro, hit a big overhead belly to belly. Cesaro rebounded quickly, got hit with 2 more, and Big E went for a big running splash, but Cesaro rolled out of the way. Big E quickly shot up and knocked Nakamura off the apron to prevent the tag. Cesaro caught Big E with a huge uppercut and Big E was now on the defensive. Cesaro continued to work on Big E with some uppercuts. He mounted Big E in the corner, fired off some punches, some European uppercuts, some more. Kofi Kingston tagged himself in from the apron, caught Cesaro with the kick. Big E hoisted Cesaro into a powerbomb, and Kofi hit a Meteora off the top rope. He covered, but Nakamura broke up that pinfall attempt. Cesaro tried to reach Nakamura for a tag, but Kofi rolled him up for a near fall. Cesaro distracted the referee long enough for Nakamura to catch Kofi with a kick. Cesaro followed it up with a clothesline and a tag to Shinsuke. Nakamura connected with a reverse exploder into a cover. Big E broke it up. And at this point, this is when the end of the match happened. Nakamura and Cesaro tossed Big E to the outside. Kingston fought back, but Cesaro tagged himself in, and both Cesaro and Nakamura overwhelmed Kofi. Big E returned. A big fight broke out. The referee called for the bell, and the match ended in a no contest. After the no contest was determined, Cesaro retrieved the table from underneath the ring. After he and Nakamura gained the upper hand over the New Day, they rammed Big E into the steel steps. Kingston dove onto Cesaro, but was quickly overwhelmed by a double team by both men. He and Cesaro tossed him into the ring apron, and then they set up the table in the ring. So Cesaro retrieved Big E. Nakamura continued to beat down Kingston. Nakamura gave Big E the Kinshasa, and then they laid him out on the table. They took Kofi up to the top rope. Cesaro powerbombed Kofi off the top rope, through Big E, through the table, and that is the way the show went off the air, with Nakamura and Cesaro holding up the New Day's SmackDown Tag Team Championships. This was an absolute waste of time. They didn't need to have a match, only to have a match again at the pay-per-view. They did not need to have a match to get a table stipulation involved. All they needed to do was set up a attack of some sort. Sarah Schreiber could have conducted the interview in the middle of the ring. They could have come out and attacked the New Day for whatever reason, put them through a table, and then boom, a tables match at the pay-per-view. Did we really need to get a tag team title match tonight, only to get another tag team title match at the pay-per-view, but this time with a table stipulation, because the table stipulation is going to adhere to the Extreme Rules moniker? I could book this show better after a hot, steaming bowl of fucking chorizo chipotle with extra fucking cheese, motherfucker. Sitting there for 10 minutes. I could book a better show. Nice little throwback there. I'm getting the fuck out of here. Seriously. This show sucks. SmackDown sucks. Raw sucks. WWE is dead. Their creative is the worst I have ever seen. You should be ashamed of yourself. If you support this show, if you like this show, you should be fucking disappointed with yourself. You are the main reason why these people continue to book the show in the manner that it's being booked right now. It is complete and utter garbage. They should be fucking ashamed of themselves. And next week's going to be no better. The pay-per-view's not going to be any better. SummerSlam is not going to be any better. Once again, we ain't getting SummerSlam. We're getting Summer Scam. It's exactly what WWE is doing. They're scamming us all. Getting the fuck out of here, guys. Thank you so very much for all your support. If you liked the video, if you laughed, if you cried, if you found something entertaining, if you agree with anything on this show, hit that thumbs up down below and turn on that bell for all future notifications on the channel. Follow me on Twitter at JDfromNY 206. That's on Twitter and Instagram. Hit that subscribe button as always. Hit that thumbs up. Make sure you guys check out Audible, audibletrial.com/offthescript, patreon.com/JDfromNY206. Leave me a rating on iTunes. Greatly helps out the channel. And if you guys can't wait for Off the Script, it's going to be live on Patreon. Sign up there. It'll be live. It'll be up there as of the upload of this SmackDown video to YouTube. And if you missed Off the Script this past Friday, because it's Saturday by the time I upload this, if you guys missed Off the Script on Friday afternoon, go and check that out because it is a banger. And I'll see you guys right back here for part 2 of episode 334. It's going to be another one. We're going to rant about evolution and why it shouldn't happen and why it's an awful idea. And then you guys are going to get a part 3 of Off the Script because I got nothing to do this weekend. And you guys are going to get 3 episodes this weekend of the best fucking podcast in the IWC. And that is Off the Script. I'll see you guys then.